everybody, it's Doreen, and I'm back today with, as usual, a birthday card. And as I've said in previous videos, I make a lot of birthday cards and anniversary cards. So you don't have to necessarily make it the same card that I'm making it. It could be a thank you card. It could be any type of card. It's just that most of mine are always birthday cards. And today's card is for someone who has become very, very special to me. And I love her dearly. And it is a birthday card for her. So we are going to be using the silhouette as usual. And we're going to be using the print and cut. And I've done something where I've changed the actual cut file to make it the colors that I wanted. And I've done videos like this before using the print and cut, and I am going to show you how to do this particular one today. So what does our card look like? This is the card that we will be making, and as I said, it is a birthday card. Now this is a Jamie, I believe her last name is Cripps. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, and I will put a link to her blog and the item number of this card in this video. So as you can see, it has the word happy up here at the top. So how does this card work? Well, it opens out like so, and it spells out happy birthday to you. And it is what is known as an accordion card, and it can sit up like so. Now I know you won't be able to see it because of the angle that I have the camera, but trust me, it does stand up, and it can be also laid down. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card.
Okay everybody, so before we get started putting our card together, I wanted to go ahead and show you how I changed the colors on the dress of my lady for the front of the card. Now the lady is a silhouette file, so I'm going to go ahead and go out there and get our lady. But before we even do that, let's go ahead and start making some changes with how we're going to do the print and cut. So as you can see, my mat is open right now, and it's a blank mat, and it's on the 12 by 12 size. Now because I don't have a 12 by 12 printer, you will need to change the size of your mat. And this may sound like I'm showing you something that I've shown you before, but this is for some of my YouTube subscribers who don't know how to do the print and cut, and I do have a tutorial out there that walks you through it step by step. So I'm just gonna do this really quickly. I'm not gonna take time to show you each and every single step on how to do the print and cut. So I've changed my mat to the 8.5 by 11. I also need to go ahead and bring up my registration marks, and those are so that the silhouette, once your image has printed, knows where to go to cut out your image. So the other thing that I like to do that I didn't do before was I like to reveal my mat. So now that we have our mat revealed, let's go out and get our card, or I'm sorry, our lady. So this is the lady right here that we're going to be using, and it's called the Glamorous Toast, and the file number is 71405. So I'm just going to go ahead and double click on her and bring her up. Now as you can see, she is this color, and I wanted to change that up and make it a different color. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to go ahead and ungroup this so that I can make the changes that I want to make. So my lady is already highlighted, so you can right click and choose ungroup, and then click anywhere on your mat, and then just click to pick the item that you want to change the color. And I want to change this portion, so I'm actually going to group this back together so I can move it off my mat So I'm highlighting it, and you can go down to the bottom here and click group, or you could have right clicked and click group. So we're going to move this part over, and then we'll bring these pieces back. So now the fun begins. So you can go ahead, and if you want to make her a dress a solid color, you can highlight the dress and then pick whatever color you want. Naturally I picked purple. And then if you want the line here so that it doesn't print out red, you can go ahead and change your line color and choose the same color, or you can even, if you want, make it black. You make it whatever color you want if you want to use the solid color. But I have chosen to do a print pattern for my dress. So I'm going to go up to the print fill pattern window, and your silhouette software does come with several print patterns. Now I am using the Silhouette Studio Designer Edition. I don't know if this comes with the regular Silhouette software that you get free. I'm not sure, so if you don't have these, then you won't be able to do this. So I have some patterns or backgrounds that I have downloaded previously. Now unfortunately, the one that I'm using today, I do not know where I got this. I got it a while ago. So but it is called the repeatable blue circles pattern. So if you want to go out and Google that, you can, and see if you can find it. So I'm going to just click on that, and as you can see, that changed everything that I had highlighted that I wanted it to be that particular fill pattern. Now one of the other things that I wanted to show you that you can do is you can click on the advance button here, and if you go down, you can scale your pattern. So if you wanted your pattern to be a smaller print like so, or larger, you can go ahead and just move that around and scale it to whatever you want. So I'm just going to do an undo and go back to the original, and I do want my line color to be the color that it is, which is black. So I don't have to make any change there because we've already done that previously. So now everything is set the way I want it to be. So now I just need to add my dress to my lady. So first of all, I do want my line color for the lady to be black. So we're going to just go ahead and change that, and I changed it for the cup as well. So I'm going to bring my lady back over, and I'm going to just go ahead and redress her by lining this up. And if you want to make this larger so you can really see it, if you click on that, you see it does bring it in larger, but that's just a little too large. So we'll probably just stick with that, and I'll keep moving it till I get it where I want it. And there we have it. So now she's all dressed, and then what I'm going to do is group her together like so. So now all of our pieces are grouped together, and we have our lady. Now I'm going to tell you what size I did cut this. So I ended up, I'm going to go back to my original file, and I also cut out more than one, and that was because I wanted to have it a little bit thick. So I kind of, you group them or glued them together on the card so that they would be just a little bit thicker, and then I added the foam tape. But you'll see that when we're putting the card together. So technically you really didn't have to color in the 3 or 4 dresses. You could have just colored in the very first one and the 4th one for putting on the envelope, because it really doesn't matter because they'll be glued together. But I just went ahead and did it anyway. So her size is, let's go up to our size window, and I ended up making the width 2.622. Let me say that again, 2.262, that's correct. and the height is 6.011. So that's what size I made my lady. So now I want you to go ahead and set up your lady on your mat. Go ahead and do the print and cut, and meet me back at the table and we'll put our card together. Okay, so now that I've shown you how I changed the color on the lady cut file, we're going to go ahead and put our card together. So let's bring up our supplies. So now we've gone ahead and cut out the happy birthday to you. This is the frame piece of the card, and I'm using some metallic cardstock that I got I think last year on a haul that I did. So that's all put together, and we're using the turquoise color because that is Schuyler's favorite color. So now what we'll do is we're going to put on our strips here, and this paper is from a paper pack that's by K & Company. It's called Eloise, and it looks like this. So it has some glitter in there and other papers along with that. And it's not double-sided, so it's just this color on this side. So we're going to put one of these on each frame piece. So I'm just going to get them on there real quick, and then we'll go ahead and tape them down. So you just want to line them up like so, and then you just add them to the card. So I'm just going to get my tape gun out, and we'll add those real quickly, and then we can move on to adding the other pieces. So this is a very simple card to make, and it cut out with no problems. Of course, I had to add some additional things to it because that's what I like to do. I don't like to just make my cards plain. I've never been able to do that. I always want to add something, and sometimes I think to myself, oh, I need to stop. I'm adding too much. But you do what you want to do, or you can follow along with me and make your card the same way. So we'll go ahead and we'll add our next one, and try to line them up if you can. I'm not going to say that I'm going to get them even, but I'm going to try my best and get them lined up to be the same height along the top and the bottom. But if they're not, that's okay. So I'll get some more tape on this piece, and then we'll add this one, and we'll just press this down, kind of get over here a little bit. As I said, I'm going to try to get them even. I'm not going to guarantee. So we'll move this back and get some tape on this last one. And then we'll add that one to our last section here. And then we'll press this one down. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces lined up, and it's going to stand up like so. So now let's start adding the rest of our embellishments. So we do have some candles that came with the file, and you have these two pieces, and what you'll do is you just put your layer on top, and then you'll put this wherever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm not going to do any inking of the edges or anything like that on this one, because this metallic paper is just so pretty. And of course we have our flame that we also need to add. So maybe we should add our flame on our piece first. And we'll have to decide. I believe the flame belongs in the back. And I am going to pop this up. So let me get my pieces of my candle all put together, and then I'll come back and we'll finish decorating the card. Okay everybody, so I am back just for a minute to show you what I've done so far. So I decided that I didn't want to leave this plain because, as you know, it's just really hard for me to do a plain, simple, with nothing on it card. So I went ahead and did some rubber stamping on the front of the card, and I actually did some on the back as well. And the stamps that I use are from a Fisker stamp set called Make-A-Wish Quotes. And then I also use some other stamps. I don't remember who they're by that I got and where I got them from. I believe it was Joann's, but I'm not positive. So I've gone ahead and done that. And then what I've done, and it's not quite dry yet, is I've added some glossy accents to the flames of the candles. So I'm going to go ahead and finish blinging up my card, because I am going to put some bling on here, and come back with the finished card and my envelope. Okay, everybody, so I am back with the finished card, and I really blinged this one up, so I know Schuyler's gonna like it. So this is what I've done. I went ahead and added my lady to the front portion of the card, and just an FYI, if you are going to make this exact same card and you're going to make the lady, make sure that you don't put your foam tape on the back before you add your bling, because I had a hard time getting my bling to stay on there. I used my hot fix tool, or my jewel tool, which it looks like I'm going to be having to get another one soon, because I think I'm burning this one out as well, and added my bling. But because I had the foam tape on the back, I was having a hard time getting it to stay down. So what I ended up doing actually was taking the foam tape off and then adding my bling on the front of her dress, like so. And I did take and use some glossy accent and put that in the spaces around the bling and on the glass. So then when you open up the card, as you saw, I had rubber stamped earlier, and then I went ahead and added my candles, and I did use the glossy accent on the flame of the candles, and then I added bling in between some of the spaces on the candles. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see that. So that is the front of the card, and then as I said, I did rubber stamp on the back. I didn't add any paper or anything. I just decided to put something on the back of the card, and then after I rubber stamped those, I decided I'm going to put some on the front too. So that's what the front of the card looks like, and so when she opens it, she can stand it up like so. I know that's kind of hard to see with the camera angle, but it does stand up. And then for my envelope, I did use my We Are Memory Keeper 123 punch board to make my envelope. Now when I cut the lady out, I actually showed you how to do that, and I did cut 4 of them. And that was because I wanted them to be a little thick, even though I am using the foam tape. So I glued 3 of them together, and technically you didn't have to do the print and cut for all 3. You could have just cut them out, 2 of them out, without coloring in the dress, because you're going to glue them on top of each other anyway. And then I took the 4th one and I put it on the front of the envelope. And then I took the extra candle that was left over and put that on the back of the envelope. So now with this envelope, I'm not sure what happened as far as putting the envelope together, because I had this piece right here was actually folding in, and I was probably supposed to fold the envelope this way, but it worked out anyway, and I wasn't going to waste the paper. And as you can see, my envelope is made out of the same paper that the portions of the card are made out of. Okay, so now that I've shown you the card and the envelope that I made for Schuyler, let me show you the gift that I've made. So I'm just going to pick this up and put it to the side.
and I'll bring up her gift. As you know, and if you've watched my videos, you know that I have gotten back into sewing and quilting, and I did some bags for my knitting group. I made each one of them a bag with a little pouch inside, and I had some little items inside the bag. So I decided to make Schuyler one as well. So this is the one I've made for her, and it looks like this, and it just pulls like this drawstring so she can put whatever she wants inside there. And it's got some Bible verses on the fabric itself. I saw that and I thought of her. And then I also went ahead and added or made a little pouch. Well, it's not so little, but I made a pouch like I did for the women in my knitting group, and just opens like that, and this is the inside fabric that I have in the inside of there. So looks like that. And then I also decided to make her a little notebook holder like I made the women in my knitting group, and it has her initial on here, S for Schuyler, and it's just one of those notebooks that you buy at the dollar store. So she can put that inside her pouch or this bag, or she can put it inside this bag if she wants. So I made that. And then I also, with my embroidery machine, all of this was made using, well, this was made using the embroidery machine, and this one I made, these two things I made using my other sewing machine. And then I also made a little bookmark using the embroidery machine, and it looks like this. And I put the turquoise in there since that is her favorite color. And then the last thing I have is this little pouch, and inside this there is a mirror. Oh, sorry about that glare there. But that is so that if she wants to put that inside her purse or inside the pouch or this bag, she can do that. So that's all the items that I have done for Schuyler for her birthday. And then you also saw the card that I made. So that's it, everybody. Let me bring up the card and the envelope. These are all the items that I made for Schuyler for her birthday. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy birthday, Schuyler. Bye.